Welcome to the PASHLEY podcast, where laughter is the best medicine.
And pickleball is a close second.
Yeah, it is.
It's good to see you all again. It feels like it's been a minute since we did a PASHLEY pod. I think
It has been a minute.
Weren't able to do it last week. We had more conferences. It's like the season of conferences for some reason, but that's over now, I think, for us. So anyway, we're back.
It's Thursday, May 23rd. We are here in Flagstaff, Arizona, windy Flagstaff, Arizona. We are escaping some of the Phoenix heat that is starting to creep up, but then we found ourselves in a tornado instead.
Oh, well, at least the sun's out.
Yeah, true.
Patrick, let's introduce a very special guest that we have on the show today.
Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Johnny himself of the Johnny Jokes. Johnny, how are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing well, and that's all I'm good for. I know, jokes with Johnny, but I'm a one-trick pony, but dang, it's a good trick.
It's a great trick. And for those that don't know, Johnny has been on our customer happiness team at Jigsaw Health for how many years now, Johnny?
I think it's been
7
5 or coming on 6.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
All right.
Lose
And
track.
Johnny, in our weekly pulse meeting one time, was like, hey, would it be okay if I started the meetings with a joke? And so we said,
Who are we to say no? I mean,
correct.
I don't know how you say no to that.
So here we have the Johnny Kalos to give us the Johnny joke of the PASHLEY pod. Now, Johnny, if you don't have a good one, I do have a backup, just so that you're aware.
The backup is also mine, though, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So it might be a double fail. That's
Sure.
that's a risk we're willing to take.
Okay, I actually really do like the one you selected, so I'll go ahead and say that one.
All right, perfect.
Okay, here's the joke. People are shocked when they find out what a terrible electrician I am.
That's so good. I like that one a
So
lot.
good.
It's fantastic.
I really like that
Should we let Johnny give us the bonus joke?
Yeah, give us the bonus joke.
Okay, bonus joke here. Did you hear about the mathematician who's afraid of negative numbers? He'll stop at nothing to avoid them.
That's good. Not as good as the electrician, but yeah, that's right on par. Good one.
Well,
For
for
those of
the,
you
for the
tuned
math
in-
nerds listening, yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, for those of you tuned in, and I do mean you, Sunil, thank you for being with us on the show today. We are in our mobile platform, so we don't have as much of our tricks.
The stingers.
And the stinger's what we're missing the most, right, Ash?
I mean,
I can do the
great. Now Patrick's going to do them all himself.
Guess what, guys? We actually have a bonus Johnny joke from Sunil himself. He said, "Here's my Johnny joke of the day. If it isn't my two favorite pickleballers, Pash and Lay." Cueing cricket noises because I bet no one understood this one.
Well, I did. I like it.
Yeah, we like it. We're a fan. We're a fan.
Good job, Sunil.
So, Ash, let's get to the show. What is one thing that made you laugh?
All right, so I'm going to have you pull up this Instagram reel because I definitely laughed out loud. I don't know if you guys know this, but sourdough is like taking the country by storm. And if you have not been into sourdough bread, you will be soon enough. It's like what everyone is doing and making. And it is a really healthy bread. It's very easy to digest. Even people that have gluten sensitivities tend to do well with a high quality sourdough because of how it's like fermented. But it was really funny. My sister sent me this reel because she's just recently started to make sourdough. She's working on her starter and whatnot. And she's like, this is totally me.
Let's run it. We got to refresh. And then
Do I like making homemade dough? Absolutely not. Okay. I feel like being Susie Homemaker is so romanticized on this app. And I can't stand it. But you know what else? The government's trying to kill us with all the shit they put in our food. So I'm just going to be over here, roll my dough. Pick out the chemicals and shit. The government's trying to kill us, and I ain't gonna quit. That was terrible. Terrible rhyme. Come back tomorrow. I'll have better ones. Bye.
oh my gosh. I have not seen that one. And well, let me just say I love it.
Yes, I did too. And it definitely made me laugh. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I don't know, check out some sourdough bread if you.
And now you're gonna work with Matt this weekend on making.
I am. I'm going to make my first loaf this weekend. So wish me luck. Maybe I'll post some pics. Patrick, what's one thing that made you laugh?
The first loaf. Well, mine is an Instagram post that you created yesterday, so I will share my screen again. This was a great one because Chris Headings was a part of season 1 of the Arizona Pickleball League. Chris Headings was one of the stars of Breaking Pickleball in episode 4, and Chris is a bit of a
He's a character.
he's a character.
He's intense.
Let me share this with you, and you'll know what I mean. So we did this as a meme. When someone asks, "Want a pickle?" Let's beep go. When you hit a net cord winner, let's beep go. When you nail a third shot lob, let's beep go. And when you pregame with Jigsaw Pickleball Cocktail, let's go.
Yeah.
Very clever use of a great Chris Headings gift.
Yes.
I'm a fan of what you did.
Thank you. Well, I hope you liked it, Sunil, being a fellow pickleball lover. Johnny, it's your turn, my friend. What's one thing that made you laugh?
Looks like there's some images. So, Johnny, let me put those images on the screen for you. And
Okay, let's start with
we'll
the first one. Yeah, I'll give some background. So,
screen.
yeah. So I've been unplugged a bit this last week, being on vacation. So, but the first day back at work, and I'm Zooming with the customer happiness team. And for some reason, as I was ending the Zoom, I made this face. And Haley, a member of the customer happiness team here at Jigsaw Health, she screenshotted it and shared it with the team. And we all got a kick out of it.
That's incredible.
And so I took a piece of the screenshot and I turned it into a meme. And that's image 2, Patrick, that you can show.
All right, stand by. Pulling up image number 2. Here we go.
And we all got another kick out of this.
End Zoom meeting or draw 25.
So I chose
good.
to end the Zoom meeting and make that face. And then I figured I'd go one step further, keep it on brand with Jigsaw Health. And
number 3, here we
image
go.
3.
Oh. Oh my gosh, an endless well of opportunities with that face, Johnny.
Could be the wrong magnesium form, or it could be the right, depending on what you're trying to do.
Oh, good point.
And,
So late night, you got no plans. You know, sometimes you gotta take it to the bathroom. You know,
Sometimes you gotta clean things out. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Maybe you have a colonoscopy the next day. You know.
Yes.
Awesome. So let's move to the one thing I learned section.
Yeah. Ash, you want to start us off?
I do. So I have been learning a lot about beef liver lately and the benefits of it. I have been taking Enviromedica beef liver. Actually, Jigsaw Health carries it. So I have been taking this for, probably 2 years now. But I don't know if a lot of people know this. It's considered by some to be Mother Nature's multivitamin. It's full of high quality protein, essential amino acids, vitamins like A, B, specifically B12 and D. And it also has minerals like zinc and copper in it. And it is just a powerhouse. So if you don't like to eat beef liver, I highly recommend taking a supplement of desiccated beef liver. It's essentially just dried and put into a capsule form. It's super pure. The one that Jigsaw Health carries, I put the link in the show notes if you're interested. But that is my best go-to for B vitamins personally.
And you had a little bit of a challenge with like an eye twitch for a while.
Yeah, I have like a genetic thing where I don't absorb B vitamins very well. Like synthetic B vitamins, it just doesn't work. So I have to try to find whole food options for those. And so beef liver's been a big part of that for me.
Yeah.
And in addition, like bee pollen and stuff too. So, but today is about beef liver. Don't be afraid. I don't want to eat it, so I take the pills.
Yeah, that's a good way to overcome what your doctor has recommended. Ashley, eat some beef liver. You're like, I grew up having to try and stuff down beef liver
Yeah.
out on the Wyoming
Farms.
farm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pass on that. So what about you, Patrick? What have you learned?
I learned and recently sort of started doing the Pomodoro technique. So the Pomodoro technique I learned several years ago. The concept is that you, on your phone is a great place to do it. You set a 20-minute timer, and that is a like trigger to just focus and do that thing that you have been sort of dreading or putting off. And for me, my personality type is that it's sort of, I'm a little difficult to get started on something. Once I get started, I'm a little difficult to get stopped.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah. Well said. Ash, I'm somewhat envious of your ability to just say there's a task that needs to get done. You focus on it then and you just get it done. I'm a little bit more like, I'll sort of get to it when I get to it. So this Pomodoro technique is a good hack for getting myself started, because as soon as I hit the timer, it's almost like mentally I'm in a race now.
And you're staying focused on that one task.
Yes.
Versus letting your
yes.
brain,
wander around to one thing or another. And the other thing that I find is that when my phone, the alarm goes off at 20 minutes, I'm like, repeat.
Yeah.
So I'll, like yesterday, I did 3 Pomodoros in a row. Where does the name come from? Well, Pomodoro is the Italian word for tomato. And I think, if I recall correctly, boiling a tomato takes 20 minutes. So it's setting a tomato timer. That's why it's called the Pomodoro technique. I linked to it in, I did a Twitter post about it yesterday.
Well, I learned something now. Boiling a tomato takes 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you know that,
15 of
Johnny?
the minutes. Yeah, 15 of the minutes is getting the tomato to get in the pot. It's kind of hard to convince a tomato to hop up there once he knows what's going on. And then 5 minutes of cook time.
Yeah, generally it can be done within 15 minutes by just about anyone.
Yeah.
15 minutes of talking.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
see
same
why
as
the Johnny joke. I love it. I love it.
it's the same as with beef liver. It's kind of hard to convince the cow to agree to the terms, But luckily,
Exactly.
Envirometrica, they read The Art of Persuasion, and we have master negotiators over there. So
Yeah.
They really are.
What a nice tie-in, Johnny. So Johnny, it looks like in the show notes here, one thing that you've learned from Cancun, is this a image that I should pull up? Because I'm a little worried based upon what I see in the notes.
it's actually an article that I got the information from, and
Okay.
yeah, tough lessons, but I'm trying to save you all a tough lesson.
That's why
And
we do the
so-
show. What is the lesson that we need to learn and share with our audience here today?
So what I learned is that if you're stung by a jellyfish, urinating on it does not help alleviate pain. It may actually cause the stinger of the jellyfish to release more venom, which makes the symptoms worse. So instead, the alternative to that is you remove the stinger, of course, and then you put cool vinegar or apply hot water to the affected area. You could take aspirin, ibuprofen to help reduce the pain, or hydrocortisone cream. So not urine. Who would have known? I've been doing it wrong my whole life.
You or your fiance that got stung?
Neither. But
Oh,
whose urine we offered up, that to be determined.
Did you pee on a stranger?
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't. But it's kind of an awkward conversation to get someone to stop midstream because of an article you read.
Well, it's also, it's difficult to stop midstream as is. Everybody knows that.
That's
we
true.
learned that from Dumb and Dumber. did we
yeah.
not?
Lloyd Christmas.
That's right.
But yeah,
Well, that is good
kind
to
of
know
gross, but
because
important to know. Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Wow. So great addition to the show, Johnny. I love that.
that was helpful.
Yeah, Ash, what's one thing that
I will
you
never be
love?
back.
One thing I love is lately I've totally been loving like sitting in the grass. This is called grounding, and you've probably heard people talk about it or post about it, but it's a pretty popular thing to do these days, just to kind of connect with the earth. Grounding scientifically lowers stress and inflammation and helps you sleep better. It has a lot of different health benefits. I wish I could get into the weeds of like exactly why and how it works, but it's like the earth's magnetic field that is just really healthy and helpful for humans and animals and just living creatures in general. So we just don't get as much of it, I think, as we used to with, our lifestyles. So I just like to go and sit out there for even 10 minutes if I can during the day. And it's just very relaxing. So
we had a nice experience yesterday. As I mentioned, we're up in Flagstaff, and we went downtown yesterday to eat lunch and then walked across the street to the courthouse. And I think that's the courthouse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Or is it a church?
sat in the, oh, maybe it's a church.
I think it was a church.
Yeah, it's a church. That's right.
And they did a little grassy patch, and we just sat there with the puppies and
for 10, 15 minutes. And
watched people walk by.
it was really relaxing.
It was.
We got to do that more often.
So highly recommend if you have access to patch of grass.
We need to do a Pomodoro grass technique.
20 minutes.
20 minutes on the grass.
What about you, Patrick?
Well, one thing that I love is a tweet that was going around, a story of a guy got kind of popular on Twitter, a guy named Nick Gray, who just sort of sent out a tweet and was like, does anyone want to go to Japan with me? And this girl went with him. I think she's still alive. But they went and sort of did this 48-hour weekend in Japan, eating sort of sushi for breakfast, because I don't think they ever reset their clocks or whatever. But he wrote something in the tweet, and I posted it in the show notes. Please, here's what he said. Please live a good story. Do it for the plot. I'm telling you, it's worth it.
Ooh, I like that.
It's great. It's sort
Do
of
it for the plot. So keep things interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it.
Which is why I did couch surfing that one time.
Oh, yeah. This was before we got married. I was like, get your couch surfing out of the way before,
Before I have to care about if you're dead.
Oh my gosh. Johnny, tell us something. Oh, before we go to Johnny, let's answer a question we got Orchard Security Guy, OSG, asking, what's the best time of day for grass time? I think any time. However, I highly recommend stacking it with your optimal vitamin D level time exposure, and which is about noon. That's when the best time of day is to get maximum vitamin D from the sun. So if you go out around noon, sit in the grass, get your vitamin D all at one time.
Perfect. And while we're on comments, I see there's another comment from Sunil. So are the origin of Johnny jokes more dry engineering humor driven or more corny dad jokes? Johnny, what would you say to that question?
I would say, well, considering I'm not a dad that I know of, probably more the dry engineering humor, I would say.
We'll go.
Or I have to tell my fiance something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not get into that.
I don't have it, but I'll just do the ding.
All right, Johnny, what's one thing you love?
And it looks like, Johnny, you want me to pull up this Dolphins at the Beach video here?
Yeah. So after I was in Cancun, I went from the beach of Cancun to Laguna Beach in California the same day. So it was really cool. I was on one beach in the morning and then another beach. And I looked out at the water, and this is what I saw. And I pulled my phone out and recorded it. And I just thought it was so cool. Where around 17 seconds, it gets pretty good. Maybe 40 yards. So you could definitely swim to them, but they weren't right on the shore, because who knew dolphins have to have depth to swim. But yeah, there were a lot of them.
I believe they call that a pod, and we are doing a pod.
We are. Does
Dolphin
three
podcast
make a pod?
Yeah.
I think a group of three makes a pod.
But there were definitely 3 in there. And yeah, so I just really loved that and kind of wanted to swim out, but the water was really cold. So I did not.
I love dolphins. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that we have sort of a little nature theme to the pod today. I'm digging that.
Too.
Another thing I loved is that my brother and his wife had a baby yesterday. So they just had their 3rd kid, but their first girl. Yeah, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So, Uncle
love
Johnny.
that as well. Yep, I'm an uncle of 15 now. It's crazy.
Well, congratulations.
There's lots of them. Thank you.
Well, Ash, what's something that you're digging right now?
One thing I'm digging is an easy weeknight meal I used to make chicken stir fry, and I still like chicken stir fry, but it's just a little bit more difficult than using ground turkey or ground chicken instead of like sliced chicken, because number one, it's kind of impossible to overcook it. And number two, it's great for leftovers during the week for lunch because you can microwave it and it doesn't get rubbery, right? So ground turkey, whatever veggies you want. I like using Primal Kitchen, soy-free teriyaki. And I put a little sriracha and mix that up. And then it's like, I make kind of a big batch of it. It's got all the veggies, protein, and then make some rice to go with it. Throw a few toasted cashews on top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great, easy dinner and awesome leftovers. Highly recommend upgrading your chicken to ground turkey or chicken.
Nice. Yeah. And
That sounds delicious.
prepared it really quickly together as well the other day. It was
definitely
super good. Well, something that I've been digging, and it is the name of this episode, Do You Breathe in the Afternoon? I've been doing, as of a couple days ago, on BrainTap. I've talked about this app before. It's a guided meditation app. There's a free version. There's also then a paid version that's like $30 a month or $10, $30 a month. It's kind of pricey when you think of like app subscriptions, but
is it expensive or valuable? Sorry.
I have found the guided meditation and Brain app to be very valuable.
BrainTap.
What did I say?
Brain app.
Good point.
I don't want to mislead anyone.
No, that's right. So BrainTap, and this exercise is like very heavy breathing.
Yeah, like, I thought he was going into labor back there.
Yeah, and you do that, and it moves, I guess, like some energy around your body, and it was pretty dope, because then you get to a point where you like hold the breath and you're holding it in. You're almost kind of clenching as you hold it because you've kind of ramped up. It's only about a 15-minute breathing exercise, but it's very afternoon energize is what it was. So, by the way, why didn't you like come into the room and check to see if I was choking?
You kept breathing, so I knew you were okay.
Okay, that's fair.
We did have company over though, and I was like, they're gonna think we're total weirdos, but oh well. Sorry, guys.
Well, maybe we are total weirdos.
Yeah, we are for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Johnny, what is one thing you're digging lately? Anything? I mean, how do you?
Yeah, so I know there's a lot. Lately, it's kind of funny, but have you guys played Dance Dance Revolution?
I haven't played it. I know what it is.
Yeah, everyone kind of understands the idea of it. So there's a guitar version of it called Guitar Hero, and I have it set up at my house. And so lately, I've been digging when I have company over, surprising them with the controller and asking them to play. And I've been getting a kick out of watching just random guests that we have over playing Guitar Hero, just enjoying themselves, laughing, smiling like they're kids again. And it's just awesome. Like just seeing the joy on their face. Yeah, the controller looks like this. I actually brought it. So you hold the notes and then you strum as you're holding the note. So
how fun is that?
That's one nice thing about having my own house now is that I can do fun little things like that randomly.
I found in the past as a guitar player that Guitar Hero is very difficult when you actually know the song, because
it's different.
It's different. And so you're unlearning guitar in order to play Guitar Hero. And I took a Guitar Hero instrument like that and almost smashed it probably 15 years ago because I was so mad at it. I was like, I'm terrible at this game, but I can play guitar.
So they should have like a little asterisk at the bottom. Not for actual
guitarists. Hey, Johnny, speaking of owning your own house, we've got a question here from OSG. He says, Johnny, that pool water is spectacular. Any idea what the pH level is?
It's very balanced, very neutral pH. And I've recently filled the pool up with water, as you guys can see.
Yes.
And nice. Found out my hose that I filled it with is connected to my water softener. So not only did I use hundreds of pounds of water softening salt, but I have soft water in my pool. So
wow.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing because it is a saltwater pool. And so for those of you that don't know, what water softener salt does is it replaces the hard minerals in the water with salt. So it's kind of like exchanging the ions with salt. It's kind of like Indiana Jones, like swapping the idol for a rock, but with salt. So a saltwater pool, it kind of just makes it a little more salty, which is a good thing because you don't want the hard minerals in your water.
Interesting.
It creates problems for your pool and plumbing and everything.
Does your skin feel a little softer when you get out of the pool too?
No.
No. Thank you for your honesty.
But
For those of you-
it's pretty tasty.
Oh,
I mean,
very
that's
tasty.
your adrenal cocktail. You just dive in, open your mouth when you hit the water, get all your salt.
I love it. One question here from Sunil: playing Guitar Hero much? Maybe PlayStation 5 should have a Pickleball Hero instead.
Now we're on to something.
You know, I did play. Our niece is what was that? The
Tennis? Or?
Yeah, there was a tennis game for their
The
Facebook.
Wii?
No, not Wii. It was
Oh yeah.
it's for the
Virtual
goggles,
reality.
Yeah, virtual reality.
Yeah.
VR.
And that was it tennis? Yeah, it was tennis. It was pretty weird. Not a huge fan. I'd rather actually just go play the real thing,
Yeah.
but definitely kind of interesting.
They do have a pickleball version of that for virtual reality, but similar to Guitar Hero, it makes your actual pickleball worse. So, or at least that's what I'm going with. Okay.
yes.
I like it.
I can see that. Well, any random notes we want to cover here? Number one, Breaking Pickleball has 9.7 stars on IMDb, still holding strong. We have 49 reviews. Sunil, I hope that means that yours got in there from last week. Thank you for that. Anybody else watching this that has not yet reviewed Breaking Pickleball, the link for that is in the show notes, or you can just go to imdb.com and search Breaking Pickleball. Also, you can still watch episodes 1 and 2 for free by going to breakingpickleball.com. And then I guess the last note is, are we going to do a podcast next Tuesday?
I think we should.
Yeah, Tuesday, May 28th, we will be back. I know we said we were going to do 2 days ago on Tuesday, but
We'll keep you posted.
you know what? The thing is, we're kind of finding our groove in the podcast scheduling side of our lives.
And sometimes our schedules are hectic, so we have to pivot. And
Yeah.
that's okay too.
Also true. So thank you for following us. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. Give us a follow, give us a share. Should be pretty fun. We're gonna
Thank you, Johnny.
We're
for
gonna
being
definitely
on.
have to clip up Johnny's
Yes.
yeah, who did you pee on at the beach, Johnny?
Yeah, absolutely. That's fair.
If you
That's
guys
a good
don't
one.
invite me back, I'll understand. Thanks for having me, though.
Bye, Johnny.
It's great to have you,
everyone.
Sunil, OSG,
Bye.
everybody else tuning in. Have a good long weekend and go play some pickleball, y'all.
Bye.